Hello, Your Excellency. What can I do for you?
No, thank you.
Welcome back to Greedfall. I forgot what the hell I was doing. I also don't remember which episode that is. Not that bad.
Desarde, I'd like to know more about my family. I need to know what became of them. Could you accompany me to see Lady Morange? I'm afraid that without you, she may refuse to give me any information.
All right, Vasco. Let's go see Lady Lorraine Morange. Good day, Lady Morange. Do you remember me?
Of course. Sir de Sardet, isn't it? I hope that you and your cousin have grown to like it here. But I have little reason to believe you have paid me a visit to exchange civilities. Can I be of service?
We would like to have some information regarding an important family, the Darcys.
Well, I could tell you many things about them, but I suppose that you want to know something in particular?
Are there any members of this family on the island?
Indeed, Bastien Darcy, the son of the family, has been in New Serene for some time. Last I heard about it, he was doing business, but that doesn't help in knowing where he is. The Darcys' first attempt at establishing themselves on this island wasn't very fruitful, but I seem to recall that since then the son has found a competent associate who's been working here for a long time.
Perfect. Could you tell us where to find her?
Of course. Ask for a Madame Clerc near the warehouses on the port. That's where she normally is. I hope the Darcys are not in trouble.
Don't worry, madam. Their name was simply mentioned in some business discussions. We are thinking about becoming associates. We would like to know more about them to form an opinion.
If you ask me, you should forget this idea, Your Excellency. Their son is a poor business partner.
Why do you say that?
I do not mean to speak ill of him. Perhaps it would be better for you to form your own opinion.
Well, thank you for your help, madam.
Can I help you with any other matter?
What can you tell me about New Serene?
It's a new city whose construction began not long ago. When I arrived 5 years ago, there was just a port, a fence, and some huts here. The businesses, the barracks of the guard, the palace, and all of the houses sort of sprung up from the ground. To see how impressive it is today, even if it is still far from its majestic mother, is incredible. Of course, with such expanse, all kinds of bandits, drunkards, and other lowlife have arrived. But I'm very proud of it, in spite of everything. I hope that your cousin continues this work.
What do you know about this island?
Much less than I would like. The land is still wild and extremely rich. Its soils are full of minerals, some of which are unknown to us. With regard to the flora and fauna, you've probably seen how different the creatures and plants are here. The islanders protect their land fiercely, and we cannot begrudge them that. When you see what we have done with our own, well, such a source of richness attracts greed.
You seem interested in the islanders.
As a matter of fact, I find their culture fascinating, but I can't say I know much about them. They are quite secretive and protect their cult and traditions from the curiosity of strangers. I know that their sages, they call them Donegada, are the guardians of their rituals as well as of the island. They have very strong links with nature and the creatures that inhabit it. They're also good healers. I could talk about them for hours, but you will learn more from the islanders themselves.
What can you tell me about the relations we have with other nations?
We play a difficult role, caught between these two enemy nations who are nonetheless our allies. The smallest action could tip the balance and draw us into their conflict. If I may offer some advice, be very careful. We do not want a war to break out here.
My lady, I have to go. Goodbye.
Come closer, good people. The cure ain't won. You'll find all you need in our selection.
Can I help you? Are you here to do business?
Are you Madam Clerk?
We would like to meet with your associate, Mr. Darcy.
Bastian? I don't know where he is. I can't say that he often graces us with his presence.
You don't have the slightest idea where he is?
I am not his caretaker, you know.
You don't seem to hold him in high regard.
Listen, my relationship with my associate is no one else's concern. And if you didn't come to do business, well...
We must find him. This man you can see by my side is his brother.
Do not insult my intelligence. I know that the Darcys only have one son, alas.
You can see the Naught tattoos on his face, can't you? And a merchant like you must surely know about the Naught's recruiting process.
So it is true. The Darcys gave away one of their children. I find it hard to believe. He was supposed to go to Hickman to deal with one of our clients, but I didn't receive any news from him after his departure. And given his tendency to get himself into impossible situations, I didn't try to get any.
Who is this client?
His name is Ferrat. You'll find him in the Alchemist District. I'll write this down.
You think something may have happened to him there?
His mission wasn't very complicated. He had to pay for a valuable shipment and take charge of it. With Bastian, anything is possible.
Thank you, madam.
Oh, this one.
If you come to do business, you should go upstairs. I am but a poor underling.
Okay. Upstairs it is. Old man being poor underling. There you are.
Hello, sir. Is this the house of the man called Ferrat?
It is I. What can I do for you?
We're searching for Mr. Darcy. He was supposed to come here to do business.
Yes. Yes, he did come here, but I don't know where he is. To be honest, our exchange did not exactly go as planned. And if you are his associate, or a member of his family, know that you owe me a large sum of money.
How so?
Well, this Darcy fellow came here to take the shipment, and he was supposed to deliver me a promissory note.
Which never arrived, I imagine. How could you let him leave with your merchandise without payment?
Well, he's the son of a very well-known family. I did not deem it necessary to try and obtain more guarantees.
What if something happened to him?
Nothing happened. At least I don't think so. Why should that concern me? I'm not his brother. He owes me money, and I do not have the slightest idea of where he might be.
I suspect that you're not telling us everything.
Come on. If you have not come to repay his debt, leave me alone so I can work in peace.
Greetings. If you have come to do business, head upstairs, if there's any business left to do.
Why'd you say that?
They haven't been paying me, and I've had to work with cheap ingredients for weeks.
What do you do here exactly?
I create and prepare complex potions. Not simple health potions, but far more subtle things.
And if I'm not mistaken, things are not going the way you would want them to.
The boss has always been difficult, but ever since he got ripped off, it has been a living hell. I work using leftovers thrown away by all the other alchemists, while listening to him screaming at me and everyone else all day. This is no way to live.
Have you heard of a man called Bastian Darcy?
It would be difficult not to. His name is the only thing my boss talks about. Apparently, he did not pay for one of our shipments and still left with the goods. And now my boss makes me work twice as much to compensate for his losses, with ingredients I wouldn't even feed to a pig.
And what did your boss do?
Well, he spent every waking hour cursing his name. That's how I learned about it.
How can a brilliant, conscientious alchemist keep working here? I am certain that any great laboratory in town would welcome you with open arms. So why continue protecting your employer?
Oh, you're right. Anywhere is better than here. My boss did not only curse the name of the man you're looking for, he also hired some thugs to find him and our shipment.
Interesting. I think we may need to have a few words with your employer.
If you could also tell him that I am resigning, then I won't need to go upstairs.
Letter for one of Master Farhad's acquaintances. My friend, I am deeply saddened to hear about the difficulties you are facing as a consequence of your dealings with Bastien d'Arcy. I was told that this boy was inconsequential, but I did not think him dishonest. Alas, as you know, if you were to wait for his family to repay you, the wait could prove very long. Correspondence with the continent is quite slow, but there are other solutions. Debt collectors could prove useful. I hope that you will manage to find a solution to this problem.
You again. I already told you that I do not know where the man you're searching for is.
You may not know where he is, but you did everything you could to find him, didn't you?
What do you mean?
Does this document ring a bell? You hired some debt collectors to find Mr. Darcy.
How dare you rummage through my belongings?
You could have taken legal action and retrieved what you were owed, but you sent some killers instead.
I doubt the governor would approve. Do you want us to tell him about it?
No. But please understand me. The Darcy family is on the continent. It would take months for them to reply to my complaint. What other solution was there? My shop will not survive this.
Tell us who these debt collectors are and we'll take care of it.
They loiter in an alleyway of ill repute, not far from here, in the Science District.
That's what I feared. Probably a bunch of cutthroats. If Bastian survives...
If he survives, remind him of what he owes me.
Have mercy! Have mercy! I will repay everything, I swear.
Found him.
Hey, you! Leave this man alone!
What do you want? No one asked you for your opinion, so get lost.
Maybe he's friends with the weakling.
Maybe. In any case, it seems like he wants to share his fate.
You think I'm afraid? I've fought uglier people than you.
Vasco, let me try to take care of this.
That's
How
what's
much money are we
savage.
talking
Oh
about?
shit.
You're here to collect a debt, right?
I found
Between
a
what he
thumbnail.
owes our client and our
I'm tired of
commission,
this episode.
it's a hefty sum.
But if you want to pay in his stead, my lord, please do.
Do I want to pay?
I don't think you realize who you are dealing with, so let me introduce myself. My name is Desardet. I am the legate of the congregation, and I am here to save the life of one of our citizens. If you do not deliver him to me immediately, I will have no choice but to inform the governor.
And you'll end up rotting in jail in no time.
Damn it, they look serious.
Yes, a bit too much. Listen, we don't want to get in trouble with the governor, so take him.
Yeah, if our client wants to get repaid, you'll have to make an official request. Come.
Thank you for your intervention. I thought these brutes would kill me.
Don't mention it. It's only natural.
But how did you end up in such...
There is a game table here that is attended by the best of the aristocracy. I lost the money I owed to that merchant while playing there. And since I got out with a few other debts, I had to leave the merchandise as repayment as well. But that's a mere trifle that my father would have paid for without thinking twice. I never would have thought that someone would send these types of brutes after me. What a lack of tact. In any case, I am extremely grateful to you. To whom do I have the honor of speaking?
My name is Captain Vasco. Naught and Sea Given. It was a pleasure, sir. Desardet, can I do anything for you?
Do you wish you were never given to the Nords?
How could I not be regretful? I never got to experience a mother's love or a lavish youth.
Don't you have any happy memories?
I do, of course I do. For example, I remember the first time I climbed up the shrouds. The incredible view, the dizziness, the sensation of complete
Other guys in the way.
freedom. It was an unforgettable moment.
I can only imagine how you felt. But it sounds amazing.
It was. I wouldn't trade that memory for all the gold in the world. Thank you, Desardet. You've given me a lot to think about. Did you want anything else?
I must leave you.
Desardet, can I do anything for...
Have you ever heard about the Darcys before?
No, I had not. As you know, there was a time when a lot of them had to.
I don't remember your family very well, but I could try to tell you about them.
I would have loved... You're a good person, Desardet. Did you want anything else?
Can't talk to him.
How
right
did
now?
you become a Nord?
As you may have... I took my first step. Did you want anything else?
I must leave you.
Desardet, can I do anything for you?
I must leave you.
Okay. You didn't say I finished it. Because I gotta go meet that merchant guy again. No,
Thank you,
how did-
Desardet.
My pleasure. But why didn't you tell him who you were?
But I did tell him. I was stupid. I resented everyone, and you even more, for the life I didn't get to live. You had it all, everything I thought I was entitled to. But after seeing Bastion, I realized that in the end, I was exactly who I wanted to be. A Nord, and a proud one at that.
I'm glad to hear it. No more regrets?
No more regrets. And I certainly don't regret not being called Leandra Darcy.
College Cave of Knowledge. I can't go in there yet. Where's the music playing? Did the sound got attack me? Oh shit.
Bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go!
Huh.
Let's see if you can ward off this fate! Move away! Things are about to get dicey! Armor will no longer protect you! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
We're further away. Oh,
Bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go! Move away! Things are about to get dicey! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
I'm trying to avoid fighting them. As soon as I get to the bush, that's still gonna get taken out of context. As soon as I got to the freaking shrub, shit went down. Oh, there's the chest. Kill the chicken. Look at this. Oh, it's a tree. I should have not looked at the tree. What is that? What is that? Ah, found some work notes. Alright. Professor Seraphidan's work note. The natives had told us about a giant creature who reigned over the height, and the statue we have found could be a depiction of it. It is a large winged beast. It seems agile and capable of flying. but his body seemed fragile and unprotected. Of course, it is only a depiction, and we will have to see one for ourselves to confirm these observations. Ah, great. One of these things is a base. Ah, I guess no time like the present. These things are bigger.
Bit of poison on my blade. Then let's go! Things are about to get dicey. Let's see if you can ward off this fate. Armor will no longer protect you. Let's see if you can ward off this fate. Move away. Things are about to get dicey. Green blood. I can't hold on much longer. Take a potion if you want to cast more spells. Let's see if you can ward off this fate.
Let's go.
Let's see if you can ward off this fate.
Got it. Really? Whatever, just be sentence. I give like the worst things. How the hell am I supposed to get down from here?
Over there. Tents. This must be the expedition's camp.
They do not look in very good condition. Let's have a closer look.
Signs of combat. They were attacked. By the look of the tents and the campfire, it dates back several days. It seems they were taken prisoner. I don't see any bodies. No weapon leaves this sort of marking. Perhaps they were wielding magic. This looks like scientific equipment. This must be the Lost Expedition's campsite.
Note from the leader of the expedition. The globular root has a dense and firm texture, and the smell that emerges from it is strong and vigorous. I have observed several animals consuming it without any noticeable effect. Hence, it is likely to be edible. A distillation in laboratory should be more conclusive. Alpha has decided to move her tent further away. She says that our constant cackling prevents her from focusing. This young woman is talented, but I understand why her master dismissed her. She has a bad temper. This species of bird is heavily represented in the valley. They have proven to be incredibly curious. They come so close to us that we could touch them. The natives must not hunt them, otherwise they'd be more prudent. And yet their flesh is exquisite. It must be related to their beliefs. This naive people may consider them to be sacred.
This looks like the journal of a naturalist. There are sketches of flora and fauna. There is no doubt. We are definitely on the trail of the Lost Expedition. It seems that one of the team kept a distance from the others. Let's see what we can discover.
Should have gone down or uphill.
Trail of blood. That cannot be good. Follow it.
Fuck.
With a poison on my blade. And let's go! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
more blood. We're on the right path. Keep going. Here is the isolated camp mentioned in the journal. Everything is in order, but the inhabitants are no longer there. Its position would have allowed them to escape the attack.
It's like being in a crow's nest. The view we have over the valley is an ideal observation point.
A corpse. The clothes cannot be mistaken. It is a scholar of the Bridge Alliance. From the looks of him, I would say he's been dead for days, as we already thought. This isn't the woman whose journal we found. There is still a chance that she remains alive.
I have heard stories from the natives describing Bridger atrocities. If they are true, this violent attack, though tragic, would be justified.
I'll search the body. We might find something to help us understand.
Diary of a certain Afira. We set up a small camp in the hollow of the valley we wish to study. The flora in this place is incredibly luxuriant. The island is the only place where so many different species can be found next to one another. With so many varieties, we are bound to find an antidote to the malachor. This plant, with its blue efflorescence and jagged leaves, is unlike any plant I have knowledge of. I will have to lead some experiments to determine if it contains active essences. It is a shame that we cannot exchange with the natives. They must know the properties of all these plants, but the soldiers warned us. They told us that we shouldn't trust the islanders. Apparently, they're very aggressive in this region. Our survival in the valley did not go unnoticed. I feel as if we're being observed, most likely by the islanders. I hope that they understand that we are not here to fight, but merely to catalog the flora. The appearance of being observed is becoming increasingly ominous. They are very close, I can feel it. I'm afraid we should expect an attack. We have few weapons, and my colleagues are barely capable of defending themselves. I am certain that we are being observed from the swamp. If they attack us, this is where they will most likely come from. I have tried to warn my companions to tell them to be more discreet, but they refuse to listen.
It is a journal. That of a woman from the expedition, a certain Afra. She speaks of their research and relates here that she felt watched. She feared an attack was brewing. I believe she was right. The writing stops mid-sentence.
Let's hope she's still alive, as well as her colleagues, or our mission will be a short one.
We must follow the tracks of the attack. They will certainly lead us to our party of intrepid scientists.
This naturalist was obviously more rational than her colleagues. The attackers must have come from this path leading to the swamp. Shall we follow it?
A trail of blood. That cannot be good. Follow it.
With a poison on my blade. And let's go!
Move away! Things are about to get dicey! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Let's see if you can ward off this fight.
Oh, dodged.
More blood. We're on the right path. Keep going. Here is the isolated camp mentioned in the journal. Everything is in order, but the inhabitants are no longer there. Its position would have allowed them to escape the attack.
It's like being in a crow's nest. The view we have over the valley is an ideal observation point.
A corpse. The clothes cannot be mistaken. It is a scholar of the Bridge Alliance. From the looks of him, I would say he's been dead for days, as we already thought. This isn't the woman whose journal we found. There is still a chance that she remains alive.
I have heard stories from the natives describing Bridger atrocities. If they are true, this violent attack, though tragic, would be justified.
I'll search the body. We might find something to help us understand.
Diary of a certain Afira. We set up a small camp in the hollow of the valley we wish to study. The flora in this place is incredibly luxuriant. The island is the only place where so many different species can be found next to one another. With so many varieties, we are bound to find an antidote to the malachor. This plant, with its blue efflorescence and jagged leaves, is unlike any plant I have knowledge of. I will have to lead some experiments to determine if it contains active essences. It is a shame that we cannot exchange with the natives. They must know the properties of all these plants, but the soldiers warned us. They told us that we shouldn't trust the islanders. Apparently, they're very aggressive in this region. Our survival in the valley did not go unnoticed. I feel as if we're being observed, most likely by the islanders. I hope that they understand that we are not here to fight, but merely to catalog the flora. The appearance of being observed is becoming increasingly ominous. They are very close, I can feel it. I'm afraid we should expect an attack. We have few weapons, and my colleagues are barely capable of defending themselves. I am certain that we are being observed from the swamp. If they attack us, this is where they will most likely come from. I have tried to warn my companions to tell them to be more discreet, but they refuse to listen.
It is a journal. That of a woman from the expedition, a certain Afra. She speaks of their research and relates here that she felt watched. She feared an attack was brewing. I believe she was right. The writing stops mid-sentence.
Let's hope she's still alive, as well as her colleagues, or our mission will be a short one.
We must follow the tracks of the attack. They will certainly lead us to our party of intrepid scientists.
This naturalist was obviously more rational than her colleagues. The attackers must have come from this path leading to the swamp. Shall we follow it?
This way. Is there anything here? Can I climb it? Or not? Okay, what mission am I actually on? I'm on a new quest. So I gotta go to the swamp, huh? So down this way. Nope, that's not where I go down. Nope, it's a day. Oh shit. I'm sleeping without a tight job. Good job.
Things are about to get dicey. Move away. Things are about to get.
What's this question mark? Oh, can't say. That was nothing. This must be the swamp. I'm getting close. I'm actually getting farther away. Getting farther away. I need some ammo.